The CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, admits in this video that they will seize and hand over all of your crypto to the government if asked to do so.
Can government agencies seize a person's cryptocurrency by forcing Coinbase to hand it over? So when you're centralized, they have a phone number to call.
Okay, so this is a complicated topic. Like if you really want to be sure that this is why people want to store their own crypto, right? Like with self-custodial wallets, like with Coinbase Wallet, embracing decentralization, they want to avoid that. Now, in the US, there is rule of law, right? So we have reasonable protections in place around like search and seizure and things like that. Coinbase does, we publish transparency reports on this. We get subpoenas, court orders, things like that from various countries around the world. And there are situations where we have been ordered to freeze accounts, things like that. We have to follow the law. Is no other way to put it. We're a regulated financial service business, and so
if the money is used to break as part of breaking the law, that's what that in a particular jurisdiction, in a particular.
Right. And then the other thing, sometimes we will actually get court orders or subpoenas that are overly broad. We've seen, so they need to follow due process, right? And so we've seen some in the past that were like, well, we need you to freeze this huge number of accounts. And it's like, well, we'll actually have gone to court and like pushed back on some of these and said like, what is the probable cause? And has the threshold been met? And like, we've won some of those cases on behalf of our customers. So yeah, it's actually really, it's kind of unfortunate and frustrating. As a large business, you spend a lot of resources basically interacting with inbound requests by all kinds of lawyers and people and requesting things. And some of them are silly and ridiculous, and you have to push back and say no. And so it's kind of a tax on every company at a certain size, which ultimately gets passed on to the customer in higher fees. So you have to employ armies of lawyers to deal with this stuff.
Can you educate me on something? How much innovation is there in the legal space? So for lawyers working with Coinbase, because it's such a new cutting edge thing. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of gray area you're supposed to be operating under. Like how hard is it being a lawyer at Coinbase? Like how much precedence is there, I guess is what I'm asking. I mean, just like you said, 3 years. It's kind of a new space.
Yeah. Well, it's probably very hard to be a lawyer at Coinbase and very fun because, whenever you're in a new field that's growing fast, there isn't a lot of case law and just precedent set. So that's also an opportunity for you to go create that stuff. And that's what a lot of legal careers are made out of, is like, take a complex situation where you have to balance difficult things like, how do we prevent bad activity but still enable an innovation? That's a hard question. And you can go draft legislation and circulate it to policymakers, or come up with these policies. And, how do you operate a business in an environment where the law is just unclear, right? It's like, try to do the right thing, but like, strike the right balance. So yeah, a lot of our lawyers have to come up with that very creative stuff.